Hello, little friends. Welcome to Jaiti's classes. Today we are going to study geography. The very first chapter of geography is mapping the Earth. Earth is the planet where we live. Introduction. The Earth is a sphere. Sphere means it's in a shape of an orange, rather like a ball but flattened at the poles. Poles means north and south pole. Okay, at the top and the bottom. The most accurate model of the earth is a globe. However, the earliest map were drawn on flat surfaces because people then thought that the earth was flat with sides and corners. The world map comes from the Latin word mappa, means cloth, as many of the earliest maps were drawn on skins, parchment, and cloth. Why? Because earlier paper was not so common. Okay, so just look here. The most famous ancient map of the world were made in the 2nd century AD by the Greek scholar Claudius Ptolemy. He based his drawing on mathematical calculations along with information provided by sailors and explorers. Okay, so here we can see the different people are looking at the map. So what they saw there, according to that, a person make the map. So who make the map? The science of map making is called cartography. A cartographer is a person who draws map. Okay, look here also. A map is a flat symbolic representation of the earth or a part of the earth's surface. Do you know what is this? This is the oldest map known is oldest map known is more than 4000 years old. It was made in 2300 BC and was dug up in Iraq. It was scattered on a clay tablet and then baked. In olden days, to maintain the record, people used to have that old clay, and with the help of the stylus they prepared or they list the whatever maybe for the trades, whatever they are trading, or the map. Okay, and then they sun baked it so that it become a proof and it remains there forever. Okay, so now a map gives information about the Earth's surface in a simple and graphic manner and helps understand where we are in relation to other people and places. A map is still preferred to a globe because a flat map can show large scales on a single piece of paper, making it easy to compare cities, countries, and other places. Also, a map can be rolled or foiled and stored or carried around easily. Okay, so we can easily show small details in a map. Okay, map of a city, map of a market, map of going somewhere. But if we want to discuss about the large scale, about the countries and the distance and the ocean, at that time we need what? Globe. Okay, so at that time globe is the best suitable helpful things for us. Now globes and atlas. Globe are very small but true model of our earth. They are the most realistic world maps. Look this. Okay, here we can see what are the countries, how far they are. Okay, in between the water is there. Okay, and in atlas, what is an atlas? An atlas is a collection of maps of the world, the continents and selected countries. Okay, so beside maps, an atlas may also include information and diagrams dealing with topics like the map in space and the geographical feature and population data. Okay, in a map we normally discuss briefly about any detail about a particular place or about a particular thing. Okay, globes are very small but true model of our earth. Globes, unlike flat maps, are shaped like the earth, like a ball or sphere. They can be used to give basic information about large portion of the earth's surface. So what are the advantages if we use globes? What is the advantages? Globes, because they are round, put all the world's geography in its proper place. Hence, they give the most accurate view of the whole earth. And the disadvantages of globe, they are bulky and awkward to carry around. Only a part of the earth can be seen on the globe at one time. Okay, to see the other part, we have to rotate it. It does not show the detail of small parts. For example, it is not helpful if you want to give someone direction to a place near your home. Okay? Atlas. In an atlas, maps are usually printed in color. Okay, this is the relief of the land is shown by layer coloring. Using a set of standard conventional sign, symbols, and colors, the Atlas map show a great variety of features. Even the style and size of lettering used for names of places gives a lot of information. Bigger places are named using larger letters and bold print. Smaller towns have their names in smaller print. Here, if we go through it, we can see that it's a big bold letter, it's the name of the country. And here, the small thing, small black letter, this shows the state as well as its capital. Another thing, every color, okay, each color defines a different state of this particular part, and here are the detail. Okay, so there are many kinds of specialized atlases. As in any book, the atlas has a page of content in the beginning which lists all the maps and other information included in it. At the end of the atlas is the index. The index lists all the places in alphabetical order. Okay? Sorry. In 1595, a collection of maps prepared by the Dutch cartographer Gerardus Marketer was published with the word atlas in the title. This was the first time the term was applied to a collection of maps. Okay, so a collection of maps or a book of map is known as atlas. That name was given by Gerardus Marketer, a Dutch cartographer. Okay. There is an ancient Greek legend about a giant who rebelled against the god Zeus. He was punished by being made to hold up the world on his shoulder. This giant's name was Atlas. Hence, a collection of maps in a book form are called atlas. Atlas too hold the world as a book. Okay, so turning to the next topic, map projections. Map projections can be defined as the transformation of spherical network of parallels and meridian on a flat surface. Okay, so here we can see the globe is circular, whereas the map is in a flat. So how to adjust this thing in a globe, in a ball, over a ball, so that it can clearly define the detail of the world picture. Okay, our earth, how can it define the details of our earth also? In a map projection, the curved network of parallels, latitudes and meridians, that is longitude, are shown as straight line on a flat surface. Okay, here what happened in the latitude or longitude? It is just they are making a plain grids, whereas on map, whereas on your globe, we can clearly see the difference that Earth, this equator, the center line of this latitude, equator is the biggest one, whereas as they move toward upward or downward, the size of the circle reduces. Okay, and also the shape of means the way or the latitude are totally different on a map as well as on a globe. Okay, so next, a map projection is the way in which cartographer show the curved surface of the earth on a flat map. Every map has some distortions. A map can retain either the correct size of the countries or the correct shapes of a very small area, but not both at the same time. The larger the area covered by a map, the greater the distortion. Okay? There are maps called equal area maps, which show the correct proportion of the different areas on the globe, but the shape of such area are incorrect, especially towards the margin. Okay, so we can easily understand that how difficult it will be to represent our area on map, whereas to represent it on globe. Okay, cartographers try to eliminate the distortion in flat map by using different map projections. There are over 200 kinds of map projections. The three main kind of map projections are discussed below. Here, conical projections. In conical projections, this map is drawn as if a cone of paper has been placed over the globe. Distortions are the least in conical map, especially near the line at which the cone rests on the globe. Okay, here. Next, cylindrical projections. Mercators. This map is made as if the globe has been wrapped in a tube or cylinder of paper. Okay, cylindrical maps show the whole world on a single map, but the effect is to make the polar countries like Greenland and far too large. Okay, if you rotate this paper over a ball, we can see the map, but what happened at the upper part and the lower part, the detail will not match. Okay, Similarly, third, azimuthal projection, that is planar. This map is made as if a flat sheet of paper touches the globe at one point in the center of the map. Azimuthal map can show only half the world at a time. Okay, so it shows half, the either the upper part half of the world or the lower half, but at a time it won't show the full map. Okay, the grid of latitudes and longitudes is called graticule. Drawing on the graticule on a flat surface is called projection. So, to implement of a map, elements, to the elements of a map. A map is composed of multiple parts known as map elements. Title. Title means introduces the topic. Okay. The map किसके ऊपर मैप है? The topic. Okay. What type of map it is? Next है direction. Helps find the way. Scale helps measure distances. Okay, the scales are there. Your direction shows that where is the north side, where is the south, east, west. Okay, the directions. Legion and key explains the symbols here. And grid system, which helps locate places. What is grid? The longitude and latitude makes grid. Okay, now title. There are 5 basic part or element of a map which forms important sources of information. These are the title, direction, scale, legend and grid system. Not all map use all the map elements. Most maps, however, do you use most or all of the parts at one time. All maps should have a title which tells the reader that the map is about. For example, the map below is a wall map of the world. Okay, here it shows the title, world map. And what else we can see here? N. This shows that this upward direction is the north side. Okay, and the longitude and latitude are just crossing each other, so this makes the grid. So where the exact place of the countries, okay, they are showing it, but there are no grids or legend in this, neither the scales. Okay, next, directions. Most maps show direction while with an arrow that points to the direction of the north, called a north line. Another symbol on a map that shows direction is the compass. Okay, this compass, sometimes called a compass rose. Oh, so this is a compass which shows north, south, east and west, whereas in compass rose, what we can say, north, south, east, west, as well as northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. Okay, so most maps are drawn so that the north is toward the top and south is toward the bottom. North is usually drawn on a map as an arrow with the letter N at the tip, as we had seen it in the earlier picture. Here, N shows the north side. A compass is a device consists of a magnetic needle that is free to swing around. The compass needle always points north and south when it is at rest. North, south. With a compass shown So with a compass showing where north and south are, it is easy to travel in a straight line in any direction. Map language begins with the four basic directions: north, south, east, and west. Directions helps us answer the question which way the enable us to find places. The four direction north, south, east, and west are known as the four cardinal point of the compass. Okay? With the help of this cardinal direction, one can find out other intermediate, that is in between direction. For example, the direction between north and east is northeast. On the map, the north line means the arrow point to the north. If the north line is not shown, north is usually the top of the map. North is the direction towards the North Pole from any other place on earth. South is just the opposite. It is always toward the South Pole. Okay? Here also we can see North is pointing to the North Pole, whereas South is to the South. We all know that Earth is tilted. That's why the globe having the center bit tilted. Okay? So the South Pole, North Pole. Um, North is the direction toward the North Pole from any other places on Earth. South is just the opposite. It is always toward the South Pole. East is the direction where the sun rises every morning, and West is toward the sunset. A simple way we recall the West East direction. Remember WE. When referring to directions on the map, do not refer to them as top or bottom or right or left of the map. Refer to them as north, south, east, and west. Similarly, when standing on the earth, do not refer to the sky as the north and the ground as the south. Okay? Where is north? An arrow on the map pointing to the true north is a straight line to the North Pole. Okay, here. But this is North Pole, true North Pole. But a compass needle always point to magnetic north because it is pulled by magnetic force deep inside the earth. This one. The magnetic North Pole is the pole on the Earth's surface toward which the North Pole of all magnets are attracted. At present, it is located about 500 kilometers away from the North Pole. So this two point is 500 kilometers away from each other. The position of the magnetic North Pole varies constantly. It is moving with 10 kilometer to 40 kilometer per year. Now the scale. Scale is a ratio between a unit distance on the map to a proportionate distance on the ground. Okay, so they had taken a book 21 centimeter and 18 centimeter length and breadth of it. Okay, and here another map in which they are measuring something. Okay, this is a scale. So draw around the book on a large sheet of paper. If the book measure 21 centimeter by 18 centimeter, this scale is life size because 1 centimeter on paper is same as 1 centimeter measure around the book. It can be written on a scale bar thus. Scale bar thus. Okay, in centimeter and in inches. Normally our scale, small scale we are having. So this is sheet 1 and this is sheet 2. Sheet 2 is half the size of sheet 1. The scale of this new map will be 1:2. it can be written on a scale bar thus. How? So here it is, there are 5 centimeter and 2 inches. Here they are taking 10 in centimeters and 2 plus 2 4 inches. So a toy car is 10 centimeter long and the real car on which it is based is 400 centimeter long. This means that 1 centimeter on the toy equals 40 centimeter on the real car. Okay, this information can be stated as the toy has the scale of 1 is to 40. Okay, 1 centimeter of toy equals to 40 centimeter of real. So the scale is 1 is to 40, or the car is 40 times bigger than the toy. The scale of the toy car is the difference in size between it and the real car. A map scale is used in a much the same way. There are 3 common types of scales for representing distances. First is your verbal scale or verbal statement. In this type of scale, the unit is mentioned. Okay? Example, 1 centimeter on paper equals 10 kilometer on ground, or 1 centimeter equals to 10 kilometer. Next is your, if you can see here, 0 to whatever. So above is centimeter and lower is kilometer. So 1 centimeter equals to 10 kilometer. Here what happened? 1 centimeter equals to 250 kilometer. Here 1, here 250. In centimeter when it comes to, in kilometer it becomes 500. Okay. Linear scale. Map usually have a scale bar on a linear scale. It consists of a straight line drawn to scale which is divided conveniently in terms of distances on the earth. Next is representative fractions, RF, distance on map by distance on ground. Okay, so in this type of scale the unit are not mentioned and the ratio is represented as a fraction as shown alongside. 1 unit of measurement on the map is equal to values of the same unit on the ground. For example, 1 centimeter represented by 1 kilometer can be represented as 1 is to this. Okay, why so many? 1 centimeter to 1 kilometer. That means 100 centimeter makes 1 meter and 1000 meter equals to 1 kilometer. So 1 centimeter equals to 100,000. Okay. 1 scale of 1 equals to 250. So how many? 2 crore 50 lakh means that a distance of 1 centimeter on the map is actually 2 crore 50 lakh centimeter or 250 kilometer on the ground. Okay, and this is the fraction value, the third point. 1 is to 25000000. Okay, this is in ratio form, this is in fraction form. So here, this is another notch. Here in both map we can see N and an arrow. That means this is the upper side is the north side. Okay, here scale kilometer. So here 1 means 1 kilometer. So here 10 scale means 10 kilometers. And here it shows in a, here is the highway and all the thing. Okay. and in scale distance, AB on ground equals to 2.5 kilometer. So 5 centimeter on paper equals to 2.5 kilometer on ground. So 5 centimeter equals to this. Okay, RF equals to, it's in ratio, and here also it shows in the ratio. A map can be drawn to many different classes depending on its purposes. So small scale map. Maps are represent large areas on the earth are called small scale maps. What? Maps that represent large areas on the earth are called small scale map. The purpose of such a map is to show a small amount of detail about a large area. Since such maps must show larger area on a small piece of paper, they must use a small scale. For example, 1 centimeter equals to 1000 kilometer. For example, an atlas shows small scale map as they show large area like countries and continents. Second, large scale map. Okay, here this is small scale map. Okay, small scale means large area with small and low detail. Large area on the earth show with very little details is big area, little detail. Large scale map. Large scale map are maps that cover a small area of the earth. Its purpose is to show a large amount of detail about a small area. Okay, it shows a lots of detail about a small place. Example, a road map. In a large scale map, it shows street and important buildings of the neighborhood. That is, it focuses on a small area. Its scale maybe 1 centimeter equals to 1 kilometer. Okay, small area on the earth shows a great detail, shown in great detail. That is small area, lot of details. Like if you take the map of your surrounding, your then you can easily find how far is your school, how far is the your petrol pump, where religious something. Okay, or how far is the train station, bus stop. We can easily see it. So next is sketch, plan and map. What is sketch? Sketch is the drawing normally we do roughly, okay, to make someone understand about a area. We normally if we draw to explain it, it become a sketch. Plan is the proper means descriptions and with the full detailed explanation to something. Okay, and map is, we all know about large area of comparatively large area. So sketch is a drawing made within considering scale. It gives a rough idea of the layout. A sketch map is simplified, illustrated, showing an outline drawn from observative rather than from exact measurements. It shows only the main feature of the area. Like here, this is Galaxy Hotel, Gandhi Maidan, Zapna Hotel, and these are the some road is going. Okay, here are some buildings are there, here are some another thing. So this is a sketch and this is a plan. Okay, so we can easily see the plan. A plan is a large scale map that takes into consideration all the basic elements of a map. The blueprint, that is detailed scheme of a house in an example of a map. In such a representation, the portion is maintained. Okay, so it gives the clear detail. How much is the width of the stairs? How much big your room is? Okay, so globe, map, plan and sketch map. A globe is a three-dimensional representation of the earth as a planet. It has grids of longitude and latitude are generally shown the distributions of land and water on the earth's surface. Map is a two-dimensional representation drawn on any theme. It is drawn to scale and many or may not show the lines to lines of latitude and longitude. Okay, here there is no lines. It uses symbols. Plan. A plan is a two-dimensional representation of a small area like house, buildings or residential complex. It is drawn on a large scale and show a lot of detail. It uses symbols and does not show grids. Western comma, this okay, complete detail. Now next is sketch map. A sketch is a two-dimensional representation of a small area not drawn to scale and show only necessary detail. It is a rough drawing. It does not use grids or symbols. Okay, yeah, here I leave. This is the cinema hall. This, if I go straight and then take this side and straight, then I can have a cinema hall and there is a store. Okay, this is a roughly explanation of an area. Next, map key or legend. A map legend explains the symbols used on a map. It is called a legend because it tells the story of the map. It is also called a map key because it unlocks the meaning of the map symbol. Map makers use symbol or sign on a map for the following reason. They give plenty of information in a small place. There is an understanding among the nation of the world regarding the use of these symbols. Since conventional symbols are followed throughout the world, there is no confusion. Maps are thus be drawn easily, quickly, and are used and are simple to read. Most maps have a legend or key. If several maps appear together, there might be one legend for all the maps. Different maps may use different symbols. It is easy to represent features like building, bridges, lakes with symbols on a map. However, representation of relief feature such as mountains, hills, valleys, which have elevation is more difficult, as three dimension length, breadth, and height have to be represented on a flat two-dimensional surface. Okay, so here are the detail. Some important conventional symbol like boundaries. If there is international boundaries, they are symbolized like this: state boundary, and district simply roads, metalled or unmetalled. So metalled and unmetalled. Bridge, okay, a railway, board gauge, meter gauge, level crossing, water system, river or spring, river that is dry river with stream, river with island and rocks, tidal river, a well that is lined and unlined, tank, pene, sorry, perennial and dry. This is perennial or dry. Vegetation, grass, forest, if dense and open. So this is dense. And dense. And this part is the open. Monuments like forts, temple, church, mosque, tomb and graves, settlement, hut. Permanent or temporary. This is permanent or temporary. Post office and post station. We all see this. Police station and post office. We all know these symbols. Next, the grid system, that is latitude and longitude. A grid is a set of lines used to find the exact location of place on a map. Most maps are the latitude and longitude system called the geographical grid to find places. While there is a distortion in map projections, the places in the world are always in the right location on a map. The grid of imaginary lines called lines of latitude and longitude mm, guarantees this accuracy. First, lines of latitude are called parallel of latitude. What is latitude? This horizontal lines. Okay, these are imaginary lines that runs east west and are used to measure distance. They are numbered in degrees. The distance between any two parallel of latitude is about 111 kilometer. Okay, distances are measured as degrees north or south as of the equator. The equator was mm, chosen as the reference line because it marks the middle of the earth. It is of 0 degree latitude. Okay, this is the 0 degree latitude. Now toward north it goes up to 90 degree, toward south also it goes up to 90 degree. Okay, so distance are measured on degree north or south of the equator. The equator was chosen as the reference line because it marks the middle of the earth. It is at 0 degree, and this is the widest part of earth. The North Pole is the northmost place on Earth. It is located at 90 degree north latitude. The South Pole is located at 90 degree south. Hence, there are 180 parallels of latitude, 90 to the north and 90 to the south of the equator. Lines of longitude. Lines of longitudes are also called meridian of longitude. These are also imaginary lines. They run north and south between two poles. Okay, like latitudes, they are numbered in degrees. Longitude means distance east or west. Okay, east or west. Longitude means distance east or west of the prime meridian, that is 0 degree longitude. The 180 degree longitude coincides with the international data line. There are 360 meridian of longitude since there are 360 degree in a circle. Okay, so here longitude is long. From here total 360 meridians of longitude. Longitude have no natural meridian of reference like the equator at which their numbering can begin. In 1880s, an international conference selected the meridian passed through the old Royal Observatory at Greenwich, England, to be the prime meridian. Now, types of map. There are different types of maps. The three most basic category of maps are political, physical, and thematic. Political map. These maps are usually small scale maps which show the countries of the world. It can also show parts of nations such as states and the borders between states and countries. A border is the line that divide one nation or part of a country from another. It is often called a boundary. A political map can show borders using lines. Okay, yeah. Countries or their part as shown in different colors, as it is shown in this example. Capital cities and important towns are generally shown in political maps. These cities are often marked with a special symbol like a black dot and circle around it as shown here. Now next is your physical map. These maps or relief maps are small scale map which show the surface of earth or parts of it. Landforms like mountains, valleys and plains, rivers and other relief features are shown on such maps. These maps use different colors for land of different heights or different coloring. Many maps are given political and physical information. Next is thematic map. Thematic comes from the word theme, means an idea or topic or subject. Such map are also called distribution map. Distribution means dividing into parts or shares. Thematic map are those that represent particular features only, such as weather, road, distribution of population, rainfall, crop growing areas, or minerals. Next is topographic map. Topo equals to a place, graphic to write about. This map can be categorized as a thematic map. These are large scale maps which give detailed information of the relief of the land. Okay, so we ended the chapter. It is a quite big chapter, but if you like it, please do like and subscribe. Thank you.